There is a profound mystery buried deep within our planet's past. It is a story about the very dawn of animal life. When we look to the rocks, the oldest clear fossils of animals appear between 572 and 602 million years ago. These are the first whispers of complex life etched in stone. Yet there is another way of telling time. Our modern understanding of genetics lets us peer into the DNA of living creatures. This molecular clock tells a different story. It suggests the ancestors of all animals may have emerged much earlier, perhaps as far back as 850 million years ago. This creates a vast, silent gap in our planet's history, a puzzle of hundreds of millions of years where these two stories do not align. This discrepancy between fossils and genes has long fueled debate. To understand how life might have survived a frozen past, we must look to where it thrives in icy conditions today. The polar regions, the Arctic, the Antarctic, are our planet's great natural laboratories. Here, life persists against all odds. A new study in global change biology proposes a fascinating idea. It suggests modern polar creatures are the best living models for the dawn of animal life. They are a window into a world we thought lost to time. These polar ecosystems are not merely cold. They are defined by pervasive ice. Sea ice covers the surface, blocking light. Gigantic ice shelves, hundreds of meters thick, float over the ocean, creating vast, dark domains beneath them. The water can be chilled below its normal freezing point, colder than -2 degrees Celsius. For half the year, the world is plunged into the continuous darkness of the polar night. The creatures of the polar seas have mastered the art of survival in a world of ice. Translucent Antarctic ice fish and other pale animals glide in frigid water. Their adaptations are ingenious and offer a blueprint for persistence in extreme cold. One of the most remarkable strategies is living in unusual places. Instead of inhabiting the seafloor, some communities live upside down, attached to the underside of the sea ice itself. The icy ceiling becomes their entire world, shelter and surface to cling to. Far below, in profound darkness beneath floating ice shelves that can be kilometers thick, scientists have been astonished to find life. Researchers have found sponges and other filter feeders surviving hundreds of kilometers from the open sea in places once thought barren. These animals have evolved to withstand temperatures lethal to most others. Many Antarctic marine invertebrates live in seawater permanently below 0 Celsius. Specialized proteins in their bodies act like antifreeze, preventing ice crystals from forming in their cells. They live in slow motion, with metabolisms tuned to the relentless cold. To fully grasp the challenge that faced the first animals, we must travel back to the Cryogenian period, an era that began around 720 million years ago. The name itself means cold birth. It was a time unlike any other in our planet's history. For reasons that are still debated among scientists, the Earth plunged into a profound and lasting cold. This was not a typical ice age confined to the poles. This was a global event. Scientists refer to it as Snowball Earth, a hypothesis suggesting that the entire planet may have been almost completely covered in ice. From the poles to the equator, this deep freeze was not a fleeting event. The great glaciations of the Cryogenian lasted for an immense stretch of time, perhaps as long as 50 to 60 million years. Imagine a world where the oceans were capped by a sheet of ice estimated to be, on average, a kilometer thick. The planet, seen from space, would have shone as a brilliant white marble. The average surface temperature would have plummeted to an estimated -50 degrees Celsius. If the molecular clocks are right, and animals had already begun their evolutionary journey, this frozen world would have presented an existential threat. Where could they have possibly survived? It may seem paradoxical, but the very ice that threatened to extinguish life may have also been a force that spurred its evolution. The repeated growth and retreat of massive ice sheets would have dramatically reshaped the planet's oceans and chemistry. As glaciers ground over continents, they pulverized rock. and released vast quantities of nutrients like phosphorus when they melted. This sudden influx acted like fertilizer, fueling blooms of algae and blooms of bacteria at the base of the food web. Sea ice formation makes colder water, saltier water, denser water that sinks. That sinking drives a global conveyor belt of currents, mixing the seas and transporting oxygen to the deep ocean. Oxygen fuels animal life, powering metabolisms of complex, mobile creatures. Snowball Earth's climatic shifts may have oxygenated the oceans more thoroughly than before, creating conditions for larger, energetic animals after the ice retreated. So the Great Ice Ages may not have paused life, but written a pivotal chapter. The study of life in Earth's polar regions does more than just illuminate our own deep past. It extends our imagination to the cosmos. As we search for life beyond our planet, some of the most tantalizing targets are the icy moons orbiting the giant planets of our outer solar system. Moons like Jupiter's Europa and Saturn's Enceladus are thought to be covered in thick shells of ice, beneath which lie vast global oceans of liquid water. For a long time, it was difficult to imagine how life could exist in such places, far from the warmth and light of the sun. But our own planet's polar seas provide a compelling answer. The discovery of thriving ecosystems deep beneath Antarctica's ice shelves, in total darkness and isolation, has revolutionized how we think about habitable environments. If a sponge can live hundreds of kilometers from open water, filtering nutrients from currents that circulate in the dark, then perhaps similar life could exist in the ocean of Europa. If communities can cluster around hydrothermal vents on Earth's sea floor, using chemical energy instead of sunlight, then perhaps similar oases of life exist on the floors of these alien seas. The resilience of polar animals suggests that the first animals on Earth could have indeed survived the snowball glaciations, explaining the mysterious gap between the fossil record and our genetic clocks.